All right, hello guys. We have a 2008 Chrysler Sebring 4-cylinder 2.4 liters, and these are the issues that she just saw the other day.
Wait, are you gonna get this out?
Go.
Anyways, what I noticed was that I was turning it on to go to work, and when I turned it on, as soon as I turned it on, I saw an electrical thing, and then I completely tried to turn it on, and when I tried driving it down the road, it wouldn't go more than 20 miles per hour, and
Is that it?
yeah, that's really it.
Okay. So her car turned over, it turned on, it cranked and then turned on, and then she also said it was running bad, like it was vibrating real bad and it was shaking real bad. Now, where's your phone at, Bri? So we ended up taking it to Brake Masters to get the codes. And depending on the codes, we were going to pay the $200. It's like $170, $180 for them to do like a really good diagnostic. So they would go through all the codes and find like why the car's in limp mode. But these are the codes that we got. So we got a P0335 crankshaft position sensor A code, a P0369 camshaft position sensor B. So it's the exhaust camshaft, and for this car, it's behind. It's closer to the driver, so it's like right here. So there's camshaft A right here, and then camshaft B is right here. And then we also got a transmission code. It was a invalid data received from transmission. U0402. We also got some evap codes for a leak. We kind of knew it was leaking already, but that wouldn't be why it would be in limp mode, most likely. And then after they said they were going to diagnose it, they were assuming it was the cam or the crank. And they said it could have been multiple things. Like it could have been the wiring. What else? Just something with the sensors. So we thought 200 was too much. So I'm like, you can leave it at my house and I'll try to fix it, or I'll look at it. And the first thing I noticed was for the camshaft sensor, there was some wires by the pigtail. They were really messed up. They looked like you can see the exposed metal for them.
Yeah.
I think I ripped it. I think I threw it away. Did I? You can see the shiny part of the metal though. And then, so that was one of the things. I thought maybe it was because of that it wasn't getting a good enough connection. So maybe it was camshaft B. And not just that, for the crankshaft to replace it, you have to raise the car and you have to go under, like right around here where this heat thing is next to the sensor. Like down here is where the crankshaft sensor is. It's below the camshaft sensor B. So it's harder to reach. Then crankshaft is harder to reach than the camshaft B. So I'm like, you know what? Let me change the camshaft B sensor first. Because I thought maybe if I changed the camshaft B sensor that both the codes would go off. And that would be the reason. So I got a new camshaft sensor B from AutoZone. I came home, I switched it, and the car would no longer, it would crank, but it wouldn't turn over. So it's gonna be a few minutes. It'll be a few minutes. So, it would crank, and then it would turn. Before we changed it, we're making a video right now, Tyler. So it would crank, and then it would turn on, but it would run real crappy. That was with the old one, and that was the issue. It would still be in limp mode. So I put the new one in, and what happened was it would just click, 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 like it would sound like it was trying to start, but it almost sounded like it kind of sounded like how a vehicle would sound if the fuel pump was out. Like it wasn't getting the fuel or the air. So I thought it was the pigtail, that it wasn't getting a good enough connection anymore because I moved it around and it was already really weak. So I cut the pigtail off and I went to O'Reilly's and I bought a new pigtail, and then it came with some crimps to recrimp it. After that, what happened? it didn't do anything. It still had the same issue. So what I did was I put the old camshaft sensor back on, turned it on, and it would start up, but it would run real crappy again. So I went to O'Reilly's and I got another one, but a different one, like a camshaft sensor B from O'Reilly's. I put that in, it wouldn't run. I put the old one in, it would start up again. So I did some research and I learned with these cars specifically, it has to be very close to the specs of the original. Like it has to be an OEM camshaft sensor. So at the dealership, they charge $150 for the OEM sensor.
Yeah.
150, I think they said. But that was too much, so we went to a pull and pay. I took off 2 sensors from there. It was like $24 in total. I threw one on there and it started up. And it was still in limp mode. So it wasn't the pigtail and it wasn't camshaft sensor B. I did a little more research, and what I learned was, so for crankshaft sensor B, or no, not crankshaft. For crankshaft sensor, if it goes out, it will also show a code for camshaft sensor B, but not vice versa. So if camshaft sensor B went out, it would not show a code for crankshaft sensor. So crankshaft sensor out, that means that camshaft is probably going to go out too. Like it would show an invalid, it would throw a code. Not that it's out, but it would throw a code. So I lifted the car, I replaced the crankshaft sensor, and then it started up and limp mode was gone. So basically, if you get 2 codes, a camshaft code, sensor B, and a crankshaft code together at the same time and the car's in limp mode, change the crankshaft first, because most likely the camshaft is up because of the crankshaft. And what else? Oh yeah, there was another that transmission code that I was saying. So when we pulled it off, the battery was real bad. Like the metal on that goes on top, the top post, it was decayed on half of the circle, and it was covered. It was covered in acid that you literally couldn't even see the top part of the battery. So I replaced those. That's what I did first before I did any of this, and it was still in limp mode. So I'm pretty sure that transmission code cleared up after I replaced the crank, and then it went in a limp mode. So I guess if you see all 3 of those codes, or who knows, it could have been that bad connection as well. But we're going to go take it in right now and see if there's any codes left. I'm sure we'll just see the 3 EVAP codes, and that's it. So Chrysler, 2008 Chrysler Sebring 4-cylinder. First, change the crank before you change the cam if both the codes are on. And then know that the cam shaft is OEM. It has to be OEM. Not the crank though. The crank has a lifetime warranty, so I think it might go out again, like with over time, because they make them cheapy. People make the stuff cheapy now. So change crank before cam, and know that cam has to be OEM, or at least a brand, like I think brands that are close to the exact specs. What else? I think that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to say that because I spent like 3 days on this. So here, talk to them for a second.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. What should I do? So you gotta say bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Gerald.